The Curious Shepherd and the Forest Secret, based on true events, in a quiet province of Algeria, where pine forests stretch over the hills and few people wander beyond the main roads, there was a man known to everyone, but by no name, just the shepherd. He was a solitary figure, always walking behind his sheep through remote paths, places where no one else ever went. He knew these lands better than anyone. He noticed when a single stone moved or when fresh soil covered old ground. One day, while walking through a forest area known as El Fajate, something unusual caught his eye. A mound of earth that hadn't been there the day before. It looked like a recently covered pit. Out of sheer curiosity, maybe instinct, the shepherd began to dig with his hands. Soon he uncovered a thick plastic sack, tight and partly buried. The moment air hit it, a revolting, putrid smell filled the air. He stepped back in horror. Something wasn't right. Terrified, the shepherd rushed to the nearest police station. The gruesome discovery. Police arrived quickly and secured the area. Inside the mound were two large sacks, sealed tightly. When they opened them, even the most hardened officers flinched. Dismembered human remains, the parts of two separate bodies. Forensics worked fast. They confirmed it wasn't just one victim. These were the chopped up remains of a man and a woman, expertly sliced with heavy tools. But who were they, and why were they buried in such a remote place? The family's worst nightmare. Just days later, a woman filed a report in Bouagi province. Her brother, a quiet 65-year-old man who rarely left home, and his much younger wife, were both missing. She had tried to call them. Nothing. Their house lights were on, but no one answered. When she heard about the recovered bodies, something inside her sank. The police asked her to come in. After a painful wait and DNA testing, her worst fear was confirmed. The bodies belonged to her brother and his wife. A house full of blood. Police searched the victim's home. It was clean, too clean, suspiciously tidy. They sprayed luminol, a chemical that reveals hidden blood traces. Then, under UV light, the horror revealed itself. Glowing splatters on walls, floors, sofas, even the kitchen. A silent witness to a massacre. Someone had killed them inside the home, cleaned up, and moved the bodies. But who? All eyes on Dawood. The only known relative was the victim's son, Dawood, who lived in another province. Investigators interviewed him. He cried for his father. He swore he had no enemies. He had an alibi for the night of the murder, or so he claimed. But officers followed him, quietly. They soon discovered he was deeply involved with another woman, someone he planned to marry. She was young. He was obsessed. He would skip work just to follow her around. But how could he marry her? He had no money. He was already married, and his father, a conservative man, refused to support him in divorcing his current wife. The trap. The police set a trap. They told Dawood his girlfriend had been arrested, that she had confessed to being involved in the murder. Dawood panicked. He screamed. He cried. And then, he confessed everything. The terrible truth. He had visited his father a few days before the murder, begged him for help, to divorce his wife and marry the woman he loved. But his father refused. He reminded Dawood that he had already helped him, funded his wedding, gave him a house. Angry and humiliated, Dawood returned. His stepmother was home. He asked for coffee. When she brought it, he accused her of turning his father against him. They argued. She tried to reason with him. Instead, Dawood pulled a knife and stabbed her to death. Then he waited. When his father came home, Dawood ambushed him, hit him with a steel bar, then slit his throat. He dragged both bodies to the living room. That night, he bought tools from a hardware store, saws, ropes. He spent hours dismembering the corpses and cleaning the house. He used his father's car to dump the bodies in the forest, hoping wild animals would finish the job. A killer's motive. His goal was simple: inheritance. Get rid of the only people standing between him and his lover. But the shepherd, that unknown man walking his quiet path, ruined it all. Justice served. Dawood reenacted the crime. He showed police where he dumped the bodies, the tools, the vehicle. Everything matched. His girlfriend, the woman he killed for, had no idea she was used to trap him, and it worked. In the end, Dawood was sentenced to life in prison, not for love, not for money, but for pure selfish delusion.
Thank you for watch, like and subscribe for more.